Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Talk Books. I know it's been like 2 weeks since I posted a video and I'm so sorry. I miss you guys, I miss filming. I wanted to come on here and review this poetry book that I fell in love with, and I wanted to share it with you guys. I'm sure most of you have heard about this book. It is Milk and Honey by Rupi Kaur. I don't know if I'm saying it right, I'm very sorry. This is a hard book to kind of tell you what it is about. Basically it tells you the story of the author and the things that she has been through in her life. I'll read you the back of it. This is the journey of surviving through poetry. This is the blood, sweat, tears of 21 years. This is my heart in your hands. This is the hurting, the loving, the breaking, the healing. And actually those last 4 parts, the hurting, the loving, the breaking, the healing, that's actually different parts of this book, and each part tells a different story of her life. So this was a book that I kept seeing on Instagram. I kept seeing this cover everywhere. I had no idea what it was about, and I never bothered to look. I just knew that it was a poetry book. I've always loved poetry, but I've never read it in this style, and that's what intrigued me about it. I didn't know what it was about. I just ordered it and I read it. I'm so glad that I did. If you're going into this story blind, just be prepared that this author does not hold back with her story, and it is sometimes graphic and explicit and just extremely raw. This style of poetry is spoken word, which I absolutely love. It made me connect to the story so much more because I really felt like I was in a really cool hip lounge and this author was just speaking to me with so much passion and authenticity, and it just really spoke to me in a lot of ways. I really felt every word that she wrote, and it was almost like I was there with her, and oh my god, I just love that she just did not hold back. There was no loose strings or questions. Like, she just laid it out all for you, and you really got to see the whole picture of her life. I felt this connection to her and the story, and I think she did a great job, at least for me, with connecting to the reader, because sometimes that's hard to do. And as I stated before, this book goes into 4 different parts and different stages of her life, and it's mixed with some really cool artwork. I just love how whole and complete this book was. Just this journey that we were on with her was just so beautiful. And I felt that a lot of people were saying that they had to be sad to read this book, which I just completely disagree with on so many levels. While there are a lot of sad things that happen in this book, as a whole, this book isn't meant to be sad. I think it's meant to fill you with a lot of hope, be inspired by a very strong woman who went through a lot of tough times in her life, but she found something that she loved, and that was poetry, and she was able to tell her story through something that she loved, and to reach out to so many people is just a beautiful thing. But overall, her story is uplifting and empowering to me, and I think to so many other people. So no, you don't have to be in a sad mood to appreciate this book, because that's just ludicrous to me. This also goes into how I feel like you should read this book. Not that you have to, but I feel like it's so short and you'll be done in like a half hour. You just have to just sit down in a quiet place and just read this book. Read it in one shot. It's not one of those books where you read a couple chapters and go back to it after. It's just, I feel like it's a book that you just read in one shot, and that's what I did, and I just loved every second of it. I cried, I laughed, I was like, yes, yes, yes. Like, I just felt every word. And with, you know, Trump being president now, and this past weekend was the Women's March, this is definitely a book to read by a strong female. I just highly recommend it. I do agree that it's not for everyone. Definitely a poetry book that you will either love or hate. I am on the love side. I don't think there'll be a very in-between. Personally, I do hope that if you read it, you fall on the love side as well. I give this book a 5-star. So happy that it's my first read of 2017 and it's a 5-star book. Yay. Ever since I've read this, I've been wanting to read so much more poetry books in this format, and it's just something that I'm like really into now. I'm loving it, and it's so just different for me because I just haven't read poetry like this, and it's awesome and just so inspiring. I highly recommend you read this book, and let me know if you do, or let me know if you did already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in my next video.